I used to think Americans were similar at heart, regardless of how they voted. I used to think we'd all come together in times of need. We'd all wish for what's best for the nation. Progress, safety, prosperity, peace. I used to think community members would care about those who were suffering, and Christians would always aspire to do unto others as they would do unto themselves. I used to think sexual assaulters, bigots, grifters, and bullies would be universally condemned. I used to think people wanted freedom, rights, respect, and growth. I used to think shame was effective in keeping liars and fuckwads in line. I used to think people were more concerned with economic security than racial superiority. I used to think women were fully human under the law. I used to think rapists would always be viewed as monsters, and traitors, once exposed, would never be trusted again. I used to think all Americans had a problem with murderous dictators. I used to think facts mattered, and propagandists would be socially ostracized. I used to think all citizens of our great nation would soften their hearts around the holidays. But I don't think those things anymore. I imagine MAGA Republicans wrapping gifts, decorating cookies, gathering with friends and family. I imagine them compartmentalizing their cruelty while running back to Fox News to pump their blood with mean-spirited adrenaline. I imagine them telling children about Rudolph and the North Pole and dreaming up funny scenarios for the elf on the shelf while listening to Laura Ingraham and Jesse Waters demonize kids for being different and doctors for knowing a fuck lot more than they do about pretty much everything. I imagine them dreaming of better days while wishing ruin on whoever their TV says they should despise. I imagine them praying to Jesus while wishing minorities, members of the LGBTQI community, and immigrants will be eradicated, or at least relegated to inhuman conditions, never to enjoy the same rights as everyone else. I used to think nobody would want to be led by an idiot or an asshole. I used to be flat out wrong. In America, almost immediately, millions of people loosened their belts and let the worst of themselves hang out. I used to give them the benefit of the doubt, but I don't anymore. I don't believe MAGAs don't know better. I don't believe they don't understand they've hitched their wagons to piles of shit that will sully everyone and never take them anywhere. I don't believe they actually want to go anywhere anymore, except to the funerals of liberals and the proverbial graveyard of woke ideology. I don't believe MAGAs aspire to grow. I think they only aspire to hinder and harm their opponents until they're no longer a threat. I don't believe that the spirit of the holiday season means anything to MAGAs. I don't think they'd be moved by good holiday cheer any more than they'd be moved by teachers losing their jobs or trans kids unaliving themselves. I think MAGAs have steamrolled everything good about what America stands for and desecrated the founding principles of our nation. I wish them a reckoning, a come to Jesus, face to face with their inhumanity. Most of all, I wish wishing them well would matter, because knowing that wishing them well is a waste of time is the worst kind of knowing. But I don't think well-wishing is possible anymore, and I don't think wishing them grace helps anyone. So this holiday season, I wish for MAGAs to just get the fuck out of the way. I wish for MAGAs to clear the path for better angels to be heard and appreciated. Those are the only wishes I can muster for MAGAs. I wish I felt differently. So to everyone who wishes MAGA would wake up and be better, I wish you only the best. And to MAGAs, I wish you the holiday season you deserve.